Why, hello. Midway Piper here. I hope all is going well. It's a beautiful fall day, as you can see. My Japanese maples are starting to turn red before the leaves fall. Everything sort of has that yellowy kind of glare to it. Fall is a beautiful time of the year here. Housekeeping. It's the Gray Woody Poker. In it, I have some Boswell's Countryside. So, two quick things. First one is the final update on the truck. I think I mentioned in a previous video I contacted a company called Algo, A-L-G-O. Come on. Come on. Fine. They were absolutely fantastic as far as getting information, getting a quote. Got all the paperwork signed and finalized. And then they have a transporter company that comes and picks up the vehicle. They were supposed to come last night at 6 o'clock. And I got a call at about 5:30 that the flatbed truck with 2 cars on it got a flat tire. So they would be delayed. And they asked what time I was okay meeting them till. And I said, quite frankly, I don't care. As long as you come get this thing and we finish this deal up, let me know when you get here. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock last night they got here. Took the little computer reader, plugged it into the truck, make sure there was no outstanding codes. And handed me a check right then and there. Took the truck, left. Everything's said and done with the transport in about 15 minutes tops. If you are looking to sell a vehicle, not trade in, just sell a vehicle, I would highly recommend you check out Algo, A-L-G-O. Very fair price. I have no qualms, no issues with the price that they gave me for the truck. So take that, dealerships. I don't need you either. So that's one. The truck sale task has been accomplished, and I am happy with the outcome of it. Which leads me into number 2. Second thing I want to talk about. It's more than just talk about it. It has to do with this book right here, Riches Within Your Reach by Robert Collier. I found out about this book from a channel on YouTube called Back 40 Bandit. I will link to his channel down below. And in one of his videos not long ago, he was reading a section of this book, and it caught my attention. I went on eBay and I picked up a used edition for cheap. Will I read the book straight through? I don't know. But every once in a while I just open it up and I read a little section of it. It's self-help. Success is the category it's labeled under. But I'd like to read you a couple things from it because they really struck home with all the things that I am doing at the moment, going through, trying to get accomplished. There were some things in here that really struck me, so I figured I'd share it. And the first part I want to share is actually a part that he shared in his video. It's from chapter 25, called Talisman. So I brought a poker today. I can put it down and rest it on the table while I read. What is the eternal question which stands up and looks you and every sincere man squarely in the eye every morning? How can I better my condition? That is the real life question which confronts you and will haunt you every day until you solve it. Bettering your condition. Living paycheck to paycheck. It's not a good condition to be in. I'm working on solving that. Some degree of financial security. That's what I'm working on. The answer to that question lies first in remembering that the greatest business of life is thinking. Control your thoughts and you mold your circumstances. Now, one of the reasons I like doing these videos is simply coming out here and thinking out loud to the camera. And I hope that some of you guys enjoy that. You get something out of my videos from me doing that. I do not script anything. I come up with a topic, get a couple of initial thoughts, come out here, light up a pipe, and think out loud. Just as the first law of gain is desire, so the first essential to success is faith. Believe that you have. See the thing you want as an existent fact. And anything you can rightly wish for is yours. Belief is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You have seen men inwardly no more capable than yourself accomplish the seemingly impossible. You have seen others, after years of hopeless struggle, suddenly win their most cherished dreams. And you've often wondered, what is the power that gives new life to their dying ambitions, that supplies new impetus to their jaded desires, that gives them a new start on the road to success? The power is belief, faith. Someone, something gave them a new belief in themselves and a new faith in their power to win. And they leaped ahead and wrested success from seeming certain defeat. Now, this comes back to positive mental attitude. This comes back to believing in yourself. It also comes to surrounding yourself with the right people who will not only encourage you, but as I've been coming to find over the last several months on various things related to my goals of financial comfort, we'll call it. It is less and less and less about the things that you know, because you don't know what you don't know. But if you surround yourself with people who know things, and you listen, you open your ears, you are open to conversations, you are open to a different point of view, you can pick up a lot of things, you can take away a lot of things that could really help you and make a difference in your life. See, I spent so much time thinking small, thinking in a hoarding type fashion, thinking about small ways to make changes. And what I'm coming to realize, to understand, is that there are often big changes that need to be made to allow those goals to really happen. And those big changes are often very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. But no pain, no gain. Right? It is such a well-established truth that you can do only what you think you can. Again, you don't know what you don't know, right? So you think the best that you can do is the best that you can think of. Maybe someone's got different ideas that'll do a lot better for you. It is your own belief in yourself that counts. It is the consciousness of a dominant power within you that makes all things attainable. You can do anything you think you can. Here we go. This is a really big one here. You are entitled to every good thing. Therefore, expect nothing but good. Defeat does not need to follow victory. You don't have to knock wood every time you congratulate yourself that things have been going well with you. Open up your mind. Clear out the channels of thought. Keep yourself in a state of receptivity. Gain a mental attitude in which you are constantly expecting good. You have the fundamental right to all good. The trouble with most of us is that we are mentally lazy. It is much easier to go along with the crowd than to break trails for ourselves. But the great discoverers, the great inventors, the great geniuses in all lines have been men who dared to break with tradition, who defied precedent, who believed that there is no limit to what the mind can do, and who stuck to that belief until their goal was won. In spite of all the sneers, the ridicule, and the can't be doners. Not only that, but they were never satisfied with achieving just one success. But don't let one success, no matter how great, satisfy you. The law of life, you know, is the law of growth. You can't stand still. You must go forward or be passed by. Complacency, self-satisfaction is the greatest enemy of achievement. You must keep looking forward, like Alexander the Great. You must be constantly seeking new worlds to conquer. One last little paragraph here. It may be that you have been deluded by thoughts of incompetence. It may be that you have been told so often that you cannot do certain things, that you've come to believe you can't. Remember that success or failure is merely a state of mind. Believe you cannot do a thing, and you can't. Know that you can do it, and you will. You must see yourself doing it. Now, oftentimes, I would look at this kind of stuff and say that it's woo-woo, crazy nonsense. Just because you want something to be true doesn't mean it is. But I will tell you, again, my experiences over the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, you close the door to the possible when you keep that mindset. You keep yourself constrained to a smaller point of view, a smaller worldview, which means if you make any gains, they'll be small. I want to read one last section from another chapter, Putting Power into Your Desire. How to overcome temptations that sidetrack your ambitions. In order to get what you want, you must not only know exactly what you want, not only want it hard enough, but also be willing to pay the price of its attainment. We have considered the first and the second of these elements of successful attainment. Let us now consider the third one and learn what it means to be willing to pay the price of attainment. The final element of successful attainment, this last hurdle in the race, often is the point at which many persons fail. Riding gallantly over the first several hurdles, they stumble and fall when they attempt to surmount this final one. This, not so much because of the real difficulty in passing over this obstacle, but rather because they are apt to underestimate the task, accordingly to relax their energies, thinking that the race is practically over, and they fail to observe care and caution, thus meet failure. With the prize almost in hand, they relax their efforts and lose it. Again, this is Riches Within Your Reach by Robert Collier. The things that I have read through this book as I open it, skim through it. Again, a couple months ago, I wouldn't have put much value in the book. I probably wouldn't have cared very much for the book. Come on. Aw. However, I have spent a lot of my time, pretty much all of my free time, over the last couple months, researching finances, researching real estate, researching 1031 exchanges, researching DSTs, or Delaware Statutory Trusts. I've researched investing into private businesses. Over the last several years, I've researched into stocks. I've created a portfolio that is beating the S&P 500 by a decent amount, an amount that I am relatively happy with, and is continuing to grow my portfolio. I have taken my financial future by the reins, and I am directing it based on what I have learned. Have there been hiccups? Of course. Of course there have been hiccups. Will there be more? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do things somehow wins don't seem to come in threes like bad things, right? But it makes those wins that much more meaningful when they do happen. Positive mental attitude. It can be hard. It can be really hard. I am someone by nature who wants to give people the benefit of the doubt. There are times where that is very heavily tested. There are people I have learned I cannot give the benefit of the doubt to. There are people I have learned are not worth my time and effort. There are ideas that I have had beliefs that I had that I've challenged and decided they were not for my benefit. And not just my benefit, but they weren't necessarily very beneficial. I honestly don't have too much patience for the very political hardliners anymore, on either side. A lot of the political hardliners are very small-minded. Like to instigate drama. Want to get people thinking emotionally instead of intellectually. There is a time and a place for emotional thinking, but it should not be the standard. There are people who live their entire lives in the emotional. And I think that's a huge reason that this country is the way it is today. In fact, I'd go as far as say a lot of the world. Social media has made people very emotional. Keyboard warriors. Just because you don't agree with somebody's thought on something, it doesn't mean they're incorrect. That's a controversial thought today, huh? Anyways, just wanted to read those sections of that book. Got a lot out of it these last couple days, as I've been thinking. It really sort of works to tie home a lot of what I've been going through over the last couple months. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm interested. Again, that's how we all learn, right? We learn by listening to each other. As long as you're willing to be open to it, you might learn something. Alright, that's it for today. It's going to be all stormy tomorrow. Rainy and windy. So I probably won't make a video. Man, this stuff's very ashy today. So, I'll probably see you guys on Friday. Thank you to everyone that watches these videos still. I do appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video.